When it comes to toxic elimination from the human body, the liver and kidney plays a vital role. Your health is your wealth and therefore needs to be kept in constant check. Dr. Soliman Clinic and Labs offers you the opportunity to find out about your liver and kidney today. With us, you will have a free liver scan and hepatitis B test by ELISA just at 5,000 francs CFA. Find out the state of your kidney. With us, we offer free kidney scan, and if your creatinine is above 1.5, we have the solution. In addition to that, we also offer free medical consultation and free body scan. We are located in 2 cities. In Boya, we are located at mile 18 Bomaka. In Douala, you can find us at Bonaberry, precisely at Entrée Pilote. You can also reach us through the telephone number 694-940172. Your health is at the right place with Dr. Soliman.
Okay, let me take this message quick. I have enjoyed your program on Prime Media. Since 2 weeks now, I have been having nightmares of losing my closest family members to death. Well, you will have to see me. You will have to see me to address this problem and explore and see what's behind it. Okay, we have to see what is behind this. So there are many similar messages. Good evening. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. I will definitely, I promise, because the program time does not allow much, so I promise that I will answer each one individually. All those messages that I have been receiving, I will answer all of them individually. So this is the story, and that's kind of tremors. We cannot call those tremors epilepsy. Those are spiritually induced convulsions because of a spiritual attack. Now we have examined the patient during the attack, and we told you what has taken place. We have ischemia to the heart. What is ischemia to the heart? Less oxygen being delivered to the heart. What is the next step after ischemia to the heart? The next step after ischemia to the heart is a heart attack. If the attack continues to be seriously, is a heart attack. Ischemia, that is the first step. A repeated attack or prolonged attack can lead to heart attack. Prolonged ischemia during the attack, because the attack has taken long enough, can lead to ischemia. Second step to ischemia is heart attack. Clear, right? During the attack, we find that the calcium has dropped, but after the attack, the calcium goes back up. So those are the things we have documented during a spiritual attack. It's just like panic attack. But panic attack we have a solution for. This one we don't have a solution for unless you deal with the problem spiritually. Or you're going to put the patient now in Prozac and you're going to sedate the patient with a lot of sedatives, and so he doesn't feel the response. When I use head medication for this kind of cases, what I'm doing here, the spiritual is still there. I'm just killing the response of the patient to the attack. That's what I'm doing. So if the patient is hallucinating, we call it hallucinating, but most of the cases it is real. He sees those things for real, but what I'm doing with medication is blocking his ability to see. I'm blinding him, but the evil and the dark forces are there. Now, we need to know all about tremors and convulsions and seizures and epilepsy. Which one is which? We discussed last session about true epilepsy with that patient that has a growth in the brain and he falls and have seizures. Those seizures do not last up to 5 minutes. 1 minute, 2 minutes, and usually is one side. And usually the eye will look towards the lesion. Where the problem is, the eye will look towards the problem. So the eye will deviate this way or that way according to where the lesion is. That is true epilepsy. We have explored that last session, and we see what real epilepsy is. How did we know? How do we know if this is a true epilepsy? By doing something called a CT scan of the head. And the CT scan will show us if there is a lesion, there is a foci, there is something wrong, a tumor, there is something wrong with that brain. because we have a growth here, we have a foci here, we have calcification there. Those are all things that can give me a true organic epilepsy, and that has to be treated with medication. Now, if we take a minute and we talk about the medication for epilepsy, those are all bad medication that have a lot of serious side effects. So when I write something for epilepsy, I have to be very sure that the benefits of taking this medication outweigh the risk, because the side effects are very bad. So if a patient gets seizure every 3 months once, I don't need to put him in medication for the rest of his life. Why? If he gets it infrequent, then I will just monitor and see, do changes of diet like we said the last time. When you walk on the floor, you wake barefooted, so or each extra electricity in your body can be dissipate to the ground you walk on. Let me introduce another story for you, and we're gonna see the next video, and this is another convulsion tremor patient. And the story with that patient is, the patient walked into my office for totally something else, and I was saying a prayers for someone, and the patient collapsed. Let's see the next video, please.
إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم ولا يؤوده حفظهما ولا يؤوده حفظهما ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم أينما تكونوا يأتي بكم الله جميعا إن الله على كل شيء قدير أينما تكونوا يأتي بكم الله جميعا يأتي بكم الله جميعا أينما تكونوا يأتي بكم الله جميعا يأتي بكم الله أينما تكونوا يأتي بكم الله جميعا يأتي بكم الله جميعا وكان حقا علينا نصر المؤمنين فقاتلوا وكان حقا علينا نصر المؤمنين وكان حقا علينا نصر المؤمنين وكان حقا علينا نصر المؤمنين فقاتلوا يا شيطان فقاتلوا يا شيطان
Yes, so you see the tremors, all limbs, upper and lower, hands and legs, all shaking. Okay, the patient is disoriented, doesn't know what's going on. Okay, and that is spiritually induced. And that's not epilepsy. It looks like epilepsy, but it's not. So can we give epilepsy medication for this patient? Absolutely not. This patient is gone. At the end of the few minutes that I used, she collapsed right there on the floor. She was fine, as nothing had happened. Okay, as nothing had happened, and it's not epilepsy. There's 44 kinds of epilepsy. And if I start telling you the manifestation of each one kind of the 44 kind, you will have one of two kinds of epilepsy and you just didn't know. So it's huge list of types, subtypes, and types of epilepsy. But this is not epilepsy, this is spiritually induced. So once we kill the evil spirits in her, she's up, she's fine. There's no problem. Now she needs a little bit follow-up treatment and spiritual treatment, and it is not medical. See, what is medical is treated medically. What is spiritual, you cannot treat it medically. Will not go. You're just gonna suffer the side effect for nothing. And you're gonna gain a lot of bad side effects, among which is cognitive problem. You cannot think anymore. You cannot, if you're a student, you will not be able to focus anymore. You will gain weight. You will not just function anymore. You will not think, you will not focus, you will not, it's bad, it's very bad. So we have to decide, before we start any treatment, which type it is. Is it spiritually induced or is it organic true epilepsy? And each one has different approach. Okay, I think we understood the picture very well.